You know that thing where your brother or sister could literally be saving the world, and your parents would still be like, okay, but did you wash the dishes? Yeah, that's kind of the dynamic we're talking about today. Because apparently, being one of the biggest stars on the planet doesn't save you from sibling chaos. We're talking about 방탄소년단's very own Kim Tae-young, or as the rest of the world knows him, V. So picture this. It's 2013. BTS just debuted. 7 young guys with matching haircuts and dreams bigger than their dorm rooms. Fast forward a few years, and boom, BTS is no longer just a K-pop group. They're the K-pop group. The kind that breaks records faster than you can refresh your TikTok feed. And right in the middle of it all, there's Taehyung, the man with the deep voice, the boxy smile, and the ability to make people cry just by looking into a camera for 3 seconds. You know that look he gives in performances? That mysterious, soft, I might be thinking about nothing, but it still looks deep look? Yeah, that one. But here's the thing. While the rest of the world sees V, the superstar, his family still just sees Taehyung, their slightly chaotic, slightly mischievous brother. He talked about this on You Quiz on the Block, that show where celebrities spill stories while pretending they're not spilling tea. During his appearance, Taehyung casually revealed something that had everyone cracking up. His siblings are super secretive about him. Like, no one in their circle really knows that their brother's literally one of the most famous people on earth. He said his siblings don't even tell people he's their brother. Which, imagine that. One fan on Twitter summed it up perfectly. Taehyung's siblings not telling others about him is kind of funny because imagine being one of their friends and you get invited at their house. You see family pics with Taehyung in it on the walls and you have to be normal about it. Yeah, what do you even say? But what's even funnier is how normal their relationship actually is. Taehyung said they don't really text that often, sometimes only once or twice a year. Once or twice a year. That's less than most of us text our group chat from middle school. And when they do text, it's the most basic sibling kind of conversation ever. His sister once messaged him, "You coming home?" And he's like, "Yeah." Then she goes, "Okay, end of conversation." And his brother just texted him bye, not even, "Hey, how's life?" or "Congrats on your world tour." Just bye. Fans on Twitter couldn't handle it. One said, Taehyung's siblings, brother and sister, are secretive about Taehyung. They don't tell people or brag about it. And he also said they text a few times a year, "You coming home?" "Yes." "Okay, bye." Lamau, if this ain't me too. Another said, Taehyung saying that his siblings don't tell others about him just shows how much they value their privacy. And honestly, that's kind of beautiful, right? Because fame changes a lot of things. Your schedule, your sleep, your ability to walk into a coffee shop without being followed by 30 people. But what it doesn't change is that simple, unspoken bond between siblings. No matter how famous you get, your family still remembers the version of you who wore pajamas all day and fought over the last piece of fried chicken. And Taehyung's siblings clearly keep him grounded in that way. They're not impressed by global superstar V. They still see the same little brother who probably stole snacks from the kitchen or made dumb jokes at dinner. I think that's what makes this story so wholesome. Because even with all the fame and the spotlight, the family dynamic stays untouched, real, quiet, and funny in that ordinary way. It also says a lot about how humble Taehyung is. He's never tried to make his family part of the fame machine. He protects their privacy, and they protect his peace. That's rare, especially in the entertainment world, where sometimes even distant relatives suddenly appear "Hey, remember me? I once shared a desk with your cousin." Now, speaking of Taehyung and family, did you know that he's actually the eldest sibling? Yup, he's the big brother in the house. He's got a younger sister and a younger brother. And honestly, it makes so much sense because that whole responsible but secretly soft energy, total oldest child vibe. Growing up in Daegu, Taehyung once said his family wasn't rich, but they were full of love. His dad especially played a big role in shaping his personality. Taehyung has mentioned how much he admires his father's calm and caring nature, the kind of dad who never forces things, but always supports from the background. And maybe that's why he grew up so thoughtful. Yeah, he's playful and a little weird sometimes, but underneath it, He's got that old soul wisdom. And okay, here's a fun little tangent because we're talking about BTS anyway. Did you know that when Taeyong auditioned for Big Hit, he wasn't even supposed to be there? He actually went to the audition just to support his friend. But then one of the staff noticed him and told him to try out too. And well, imagine if that staff member hadn't spoken up. No V, no singularity, no love me again. Like, what kind of alternate universe horror story is that? Fast forward to now, he's not just an idol. He's an actor, a photographer, a songwriter, and apparently a man who can pull off literally any haircut. Like one day, he looks like a prince from a romance drama. The next day, he's giving jazz musician energy in a beret. And speaking of his artistic side, remember Winter Bear? That was a full English song written and directed by him. The music video? He filmed it himself. You can feel how personal it is. Calm, reflective, full of warmth. That's the kind of stuff that shows how deep his artistry runs. But even with all that, he's still humble enough to laugh about how little his siblings care about the fame side of things. And honestly, that makes him even more lovable. Because when you think about it, being surrounded by people who treat you like a normal human, not a celebrity, that's probably what keeps him sane in a world that constantly wants a piece of him. And I think that's what fans love about him, that duality. Superstar on stage, ordinary guy at home. So yeah, BTS V's relationship with his siblings, it's not glamorous, it's not dramatic, it's just real. The kind of relationship where love doesn't need to be loud and support doesn't need to be posted online. And that's what makes it so special. Anyway, that's today's story. A peek into the quiet, funny, and surprisingly relatable family life of one of the world's biggest stars. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more cozy storytelling moments like this. See you in the next one.